Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of After Bath, Before Bed, and Beyond. Tonight, we start a whole new week of books. I'm so excited. I'm also excited because it is National Teachers Appreciation Week. I want to thank all the teachers out there for all the hard work that you do each and every day. And if you guys would like to appreciate your teacher and just show them some love and thanks, for all that they do for you, you still can do it, even though we are kind of like in a different setting right now. You still can show your teacher some love. So kind of think, how can you do that? And get your creative juices flowing. So tonight we're going to start a brand new week of books, and we're going to start off with Henry and the Buccaneer Bunnies, and it is by Carolyn Creamy. Let's jump in. Creamy, one of the two. Either way, let's jump in. Cruising the seven seas on a crickety old ship called the Salty Carrot sailed a wild, rowdy band of buccaneer bunnies. They were bad bunnies, all right. When pirates on other ships saw their long floppy ears and their fluffy white tails, they shook with fear. The captain of the Salty Carrot was Barnacle Blackear, the baddest bunny brute of all times. Blackear was proud of his wooden paw, his golden earrings, and his mean reputation. But Blackear was not proud of his son, Henry. Instead of performing his proper pirating duties, Henry was more interested in reading the books the buccaneers stole from other ships. "Shout, shiver me timbers!" Blackear ordered. "I'd rather finish this chapter," said Henry. "Make this prisoner walk the plank." "Can't I just read about it?" asked Henry. "Find yourself a parrot for your shoulder. First, I need to read up on parrot care," said Henry. "Buccaneer bunnies don't need books," said Blackear. "Toss 'em overboard," he yelled to the other bunnies. "No, wait!" cried Henry. "Let me finish them first." "Avast!" cried Blackear. "Swab the decks until ye come to your senses." And so Henry swabbed the decks day after day while reading some of his favorite books like Robinson Crusoe and 30 Days to Longer Ears. "Bet you can't learn how to do this from a book," John Lahair said while sharpening his hook. Henry sighed and turned the page. "You'll never find booty like this in a book," Calico Jack Rabbit told him, holding up his stolen loot. Henry shrugged and turned the page. "And can't do this with your paw," Bartholomew Bunny said while sanding his peg leg. Henry just turned another page. Booty means loot, guys. That means stolen goods. As much as he loved his books, Henry was a lonely buccaneer bunny, if ever there was one. Then, one morning, he looked up at the red sky and wriggled his pink little nose. He heard the parrot squawk and saw fish jumping out of the water. If my books on meteorology are correct, those signs mean a big storm is heading this way, he thought. Henry tried telling John LaHare about the upcoming storm. Excuse me, but I believe a storm is coming, Henry said. But John was too busy polishing his pieces of eight. Go back to your books, Henry, he tried telling Calico Jack Rabbit. I'm pretty sure a storm is on its way, Henry said. But Calico Jack was too busy admiring his tattoo of a cabbage. Don't bother me now, Henry. Finally, Henry cried, Battle down the hatches! A huge storm is coming! What do you know about storms? Black-Ear demanded. Get back to swabbing the deck before I make sharp bait out of those books of yours. Henry did as he was told, but he kept his little pink eyes on the skies. When he saw the rats abandoning ship, he started packing up his books in empty treasure chests. The storm started small, a few low grumbles of thunder, a spike of lightning, then suddenly a crashing, bashing, thrashing wildcat of a hurricane broke loose. It shook the ship, suffering sea dogs. It mangled the mast. Great blimey bulges! It slashed the sails, damaged the deck, and ripped up the rickety old salty carrot. All that was left floating on the choppy waters were a bunch of soggy bunnies and Henry's treasure chest filled with books. When the storm finally calmed down, Black-Ear, Henry, and the rest of the buccaneers paddled to the nearest island. We're ruined, wailed Black-Ear. No ship, no pieces of eight, no gems. He sat in the sand and blubbered like a lily-livered landlubber. But Henry got to work. The first thing he did was build a two-story hut out of palm fronds and coconuts. How did ye learn how to do that? Asked Black-Ear. I read it in 101 Things to Do with Palm Fronds and Coconuts, replied Henry. Next, he built a fire and cooked up a tasty seaweed stew. Blimey, said the hungry bunnies, where did ye learn that? I found the recipe in Quick and Easy Meals for Marooned Pirates, said Henry. Then he made them all fetching garments from the bits and pieces he had salvaged from the shipwreck. We look like gentle bunnies, we do. What swank swashbucklers we are! "Arr, and it's all from them land-lubbing books," and said Black Ear, shaking his head. Henry taught Black Ear and the Buccaneer bunnies all kinds of useful things, like how to plant carrots, make the best sand castles, and build boats out of palm fronds. Soon they built a new ship, which they sailed to the library at the nearby Easter Islands every summer. Here the bunnies spent many happy hours, slurping seaweed stew and reading books. "Aye, Buccaneer bunnies will always need books," said Black Ear. Henry just smiled and turned the page. The end. Well, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed the book, and I hope you all realize that one of the lessons from this book is learning to listen. And sometimes we have to learn to listen. We don't know it all, so we have to listen to someone. So I hope you guys are doing good at listening to your parents, and I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful, sweet night that brings you wonderful, sweet dreams that take you beyond. Good night.